Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Daily Sports Update Show here on Vic and Vern Sports Chat. I'm Vic, and I wish you a wonderful Monday morning. I hope you guys, if it's morning and wherever you are, you got a coffee or a tea. I got a little bit of tea here in the morning. Got to put the sound off here. I've been enjoying the chat this morning. A lot of banter going on. Let's see if we can make the show great again. Yeah, lots to get into this morning. And it's a big day on this channel as well. So, I'll get into everything. I didn't have enough space. I had to add stuff in, football, and I had to put tennis and sumo, Tour de France and cricket, the North American leagues, of course, the motorsports. There's some rugby I didn't even write down, but we'll get it all into all of it. Don't worry. Listen here. And motorsports is coming at the end. So if you're a big motorsports fan, you got to stay on the channel. But as usual, like, subscribe, hit the notification, because we are at 70,000, and Vic is a greedy bugger. So let's see how quickly we can get to 80,000. I mean, I'm hoping we can get to 80,000 by the end of the year. So let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. But first of all, we got to start with some breaking news. There you go. No, you guys, you got to go check out this channel. It's called Kiwi Lads. And there was a show yesterday. It's all about the Springboks and who we thought were going to play against Georgia. We joined Hamish from Kiwi Lads. He invited us to his show. And we did a great show together. We had a lot of fun. We profited from his knowledge and everything. I mean, the guy is a savant. So go check it out on Kiwi Lads. Of course, our regulars, you're going to stay with us, but do join his channel as well. You can subscribe to more than one channel, so please do that. And go check out the video. So it was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and we do appreciate him inviting us. And we will be there with him again later this evening after the under-20 rugby. But that's why I'm going to go straight into that. Yes, today there is the first semi-final, France against New Zealand. That's at 6 o'clock, live on this channel. And at 8:30, South Africa against Argentina, also live on this channel. So stay tuned. Then, but before all that starts, and before we hook up with Kiwi Lads after those two games, at 5 o'clock, our new rugby show is coming out. It's called DEFCON Rugby. You guys decided that name yesterday during the Chelsea game. We put out some polls, and so it's called DEFCON Rugby. It's going to start today. It's going to come out every day at 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's going to be live. Sometimes it's going to be pre-recorded. Wow, that's a hard word, pre-recorded. Because, depending on how me and Vern work and how we get home early or not, but it'll be kind of like our morning shows or these daily sports update shows. The last 24 hours in rugby, breaking news. We'll have a DEFCON meter, kind of like at the US, Defense Department. We'll have DEFCON 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever you want to call it. We'll rate the show before we start, so you know what you're getting into. So go check it out. Starting at DEFCON 1, yes, but believe me, somebody talks about the Italian refs will hit DEFCON 5 very soon. We'll hit DEFCON 5 very soon. So yeah, that's coming up today. It's a big rugby day on this channel. It's going to be exciting. So join us for all that live rugby. But hey, listen here, let's get into the Euros. I'm not going to start with the Club World Cup. I'm starting with the ladies because everybody knows Vic loves the ladies. And the ladies love Vic. I know that. So there we go. So the Euros last night. Big games last night. And lots of goals galore. I had one eye. My good eye was on the ladies' games last night. The other eye was on Chelsea. And England thrashed Wales 6-1. And 6 different English ladies scored. You don't often see that you win 6. You score 6 and no one gets like 2 at least. And then the Netherlands were up 2-1 at one stage, but they got hammered by the French 5-2. So what does that mean? Let's have a look. These are all the tables now, and it's all done. So Norway and Switzerland are through. Spain and Italy are through. We'll go to the second part of that. Sweden and Germany are through. And then last night's results, as you saw, France beat Netherlands, England beat Wales. So France and England are through. The Netherlands go home. Let's show. This is how it's going to shape up. I can actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because I'm such a nice guy, I'm going to put that a little bit bigger. I'm going to take, there you go. You know what, Vic? You don't need to always be on screen. There you go, you guys. They can see it better. So, starting, what's that? On Wednesday, it'll be Norway, Italy. On Thursday, Sweden take on England. Friday, Spain take on Switzerland. And on Saturday, France take Germany. Look, I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say Norway, England, Spain. That's not a difficult one. And France. There you go. Ugly trophy, wow. Yeah. No, I think it looks quite nice, man. Don't be so sexist already in the morning. Janre, how you doing, my son? Doing really well this morning. Janre, you were really trying to get that rugby name yesterday. I must applaud you. You were trying hard for those chocolates. But when you come and visit us in Switzerland, we'll give you chocolates. Don't worry. Janre was trying hard for the new rugby show's name. Then, of course, we had that FIFA World Cup yesterday, and we got to get into a few things there. First, we get into the good stuff. First of all. Looks like a Sastel logo. Okay, I don't know the Sastel logo. So, Chelsea thrashed Paris Saint-Germain. Chelsea were up 3-0 at halftime. Chelsea played really well. So, congratulations to Chelsea. And I think that's a beautiful trophy. That is a really beautiful trophy. Congratulations to FIFA, one of the better trophies I've seen for a long time. But Chelsea took it, and of course, the Donald, who's making football great again. And if he was on our channel today, what would he say? It's the best football ever. He wasn't shabby. He got on the stage, he gave them their medals, he gave them the cup, and when the Chelsea players were jumping around and dancing, old Donald was doing his thing. I like it. He showed a little bit of flair there. You too, Isa. Cole Palmer won like the MVP of the game. He played sensationally well in the final. I do like his celebration. I think this kid's incredible. I saw pictures of him walking around Manhattan in this. He just put a hoodie on and he walked around Manhattan. And he's one of the few players. I really like this guy. He doesn't make himself bigger than he is. Very humble guy. Doesn't want to really do interviews. Just wants to play his game. Roland Nobbin. Yeah, Hamish is fantastic, man. Looks like Sid from Ice Age. Who looks like Sid from Ice Age? It's got something. Hey, Yonra, you're good. But then we got to get to the bad news yesterday. And I mean, look at this, man. This was ridiculous. Paris Saint-Germain let themselves down. That's why I did put out this poll this morning. Just put it out there quickly for you guys. Just have a look at the poll. And 90% of you agree with me. This is a disgrace. I mean, Luis Enrique, I think he's in serious trouble. I mean, me as an owner of a club, I'd fire him. You cannot smack a player. That is not. I mean, for me, Luis Enrique, I mean, you did such a great job with Paris Saint-Germain. You did what all those famous coaches couldn't do before you. The Tuchels and the Pochettinos and the Laurent Blancs and I don't know who else was all at that flipping club. You won the Champions League, but now you are officially a jackass. You are a jackass. It's very sad. I think it's just bloody sad. So there we go. So yeah, that kind of, and I can tell you, FIFA will be pissed this morning because this was their showcase event of the summer and everything like that. And Paris Saint-Germain basically scored this. I started thinking, obviously I'm always a United fan, but I was really sympathetic towards Paris Saint-Germain. They won the Champions League the way they won it. Now you have no respect. I have no respect for them anymore. Don't want to fucking even talk about them anymore. Paris Saint-Germain are worthless. Then we move on to Wimbledon. Yes, the All England Lawn and Tennis Club. Croquet. I forgot that. What's that? Croquet Club. Yeah. And look, what a final it was. A lot of people thought it was going to be Alcaraz. But no. Yannick Sinner. He won that 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. That comes off the tongue nicely when the result is like that. And these two boys, I mean, I don't want to hear anything about a big 3 or a big 4. There's a big 2. It's a duo. There's nothing else. It's Sinner and Alcaraz, and the rest are nowhere. I mean, I was watching Wimbledon yesterday, and they said, oh, is this a new era of the big 3 or 4? They're adding people like Drape and shit like that in. There was never a big 4. Remember that. I'm starting to rant already this morning. There was never a big 4. It was Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. Murray was not in the big 4. There is no big 4. And because if Murray's in the big four, then you've got to make it a big five, because Wawrinka also won 3 Grand Slams. So no, it's a big 3, and now we have a big 2, and here we have the big 1. What else do you want? So yeah, that was the final, and Sinner and Alcaraz put on a great show. I mean, they hold all the Grand Slams at the moment. Sinner 3, Alcaraz 1. And congratulations to Yannick Sinner. Everybody knows I'm not the biggest fan of the boy, because I don't like what happened with that with the doping problems there. But look, he seems to be a very sympathetic young man, and well done to him. Well done to him. I won't hold a grudge against him. Then I saw a lot of my Japanese boys and girls are in this morning. So it's time for laughter and fun when I pronounce these names. Yes, it's back to the Sumo, and the Sumo was on, and it is Vern updated you on day 1 yesterday, and I'm going to tell you what's coming up on day 2. So here we go. Everybody, hold your stomach muscles. Okay, I think Abe is not the problem. So Abe will face off against Kirashima, both won on day 1. Onokatazu will take on Wata Tata Kage. Onozatasu, he lost his first round game match, and Wata Tata Kage, he won his first one. So yeah, some people are under pressure already. Then, the Ozeki, he started off badly. He hasn't had good tournaments lately. Vern, you can back me up on this. He has not been good of late, Kota Sakura. He lost yesterday to Onishiki. I think that's the Ukrainian guy, if I'm right. But he's taking on Oho today. They both lost. Somebody's going to go 0-2. Then the Yokozuna Hoshuro will take on Waka Moto Hura. Jeez, a lot of huras here. And then, of course, the main match of the day, Onishiki will take on Onosato, the main man, the new Yokozuna. For me, the strongest wrestler out there at the moment, my favorite. So that is coming up today in day 2 fixes. I think it's starting now. I'm going to actually go check on the Japanese TV when they bring out the highlights. I like watching the highlights there of the nappy wearers. Sorry, Mowashi. And I'm actually trying to get somebody to organize a Mowashi for Vern. I do have family in Japan now. My ask him to go buy a Mowashi for Vern. We'll put it on, we'll film it, and we'll stick it on the channel. That'll bring some views. Then the boys on the bikes. The ones that you have to pedal, not the ones you have to with the motors. And don't forget today, listen here, it is the 14th of July, big day in the Tour de France, but it is Bastille Day, so National Day for the French. So bonjour, and have a wonderful day there in La France. Enjoy your National Day. It is Bastille Day. There'll be a parade. The Tour de France always celebrates Bastille Day. So all you guys out there, have a croissant and a baguette on me and eat some bouillabaisse for lunch. People don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see that either. Then let's get into the results of the Tour de France. Yesterday, interesting stage. Merlier won it ahead of Milan and Dili. That was in a sprint. So I think the sprinters are slowly but surely going to fade away out of this thing, because we're getting to the mountain slowly but surely. But the overall standings today, Pogacar is still ahead, 54 seconds ahead of Remco Evenepoel, and Vauquelin is third with 1 minute and 11 seconds behind. If you're looking for Jonas Vingegaard, he is fourth with about 1 minute 17 seconds behind. But that'll get interesting when they hit the mountains. And these are your jersey leaders. In yellow, we have Pogacar. In green, we have Milan. In the polka dot jersey, if people don't know, that is for the King of the Mountains. That's Wellens at the moment. And the green one's for the points, obviously. And the white jersey's for the best young driver. I think you've got to be under 24 for that. And that's Remco Evenepoel at the moment. Talking about the mountains, check this out. On the 14th of July, on Bastille Day for the French, we have a beautiful stage. 165 kilometers from Enezat to Le Mans Doure. Like I said, 165 kilometers. You got 6 category 2 mountains in there. You got a category 3 mountain in there. So a lot of mountain states going to be very, very hilly today. I'm going to try to see if I can watch a little bit of that before we hit our rugby show. So should be an interesting one. If you're a cycling fan, watch that one. Then we get into a little bit of cricket this morning. And Bangladesh Bangladesh won by 83 runs. They beat Sri Lanka. That's quite a surprise for me. Sri Lanka all out for 94. They got pummeled quickly. That was a T20. That series is tied 2-2. One more game to go there. Then England and India. Yes, bloody hell. The Indians are doing well there. What do they need? They need 134 runs today in the last day. But they've lost 4 wickets already, So let's see what the Indians can do today. Can they beat their old enemy, the British, the English? We will see. Of course, we're all rooting for the Indians. Then Australia and the West Indies. That is a third test going there. Australia does lead that series 2-0. It's end of day 2, and Australia made 225. West Indies only replied with 143 all out, and Australia 99 for 6. Looks like it must be a fantastic bowling wicket because the run rate is very low there. And last but not least, Zimbabwe take on South Africa in a T20 later on today at 1 o'clock. Then we move to the ladies and we move to the WNBA. There were 4 games in the WNBA last night. The Wings lost to the Indiana Fever 83-102. The Dream, I think that's the Atlanta Dream, lost to the New York Liberty 72-79. The Connecticut Suns lost 88-92 to the LA Sparks. The Washington Mystics beat the Seattle Storm 74-69. I'm getting good in these names already. This is your standings in your Women's National Basketball Association. Lynx still out in front. Connecticut still at the bottom. Connecticut, the Wings, the Sparks, and the Sky not that very good this season. If you're wondering why that C is behind the name of Indiana Fever, it's because they won the cup, the Women's Cup in the WNBA. Then we do have Major League Baseball coming up, and we have a hell of a lot of Major League Baseball at the moment. So here we go, all the results. Help me out here, guys, if I make any mistakes. Cubs beat the Yankees 4-1. The Marlins beat the Orioles 11-1. The Rays lost 1-4 to the Red Sox. And let me tell you, the Red Sox are on a tear. I'll get into them in a second. The Mariners beat the Tigers 8-4. The Pirates beat the Twins 2-1. The Guardians beat the White Sox 6-5. The Mets lost to the Royals 2-3. The Pirates beat the Twins 2-1. The Rangers beat the Astros 4-1 in the Battle of Texas. And the Nationals lost to the Brewers 8-1. Brewers doing really well as well at the moment. Then there are some more games there. The Braves lost to the Cardinals 5-4. The Phillies beat the Padres 2-1. The Dodgers beat the Giants 5-2. The Diamondbacks beat the Angels 5-1. The Blue Jays beat the Athletics 3-6. And that Dodgers game, that was a game of yesterday, but I didn't have it in my results. So on Saturday, so I just put it in there for you. The Giants did beat the Dodgers 7-8. But let's look at the standings. In the National League, the LA Dodgers are out in front, a half a game ahead of the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee Brewers are catching quickly. They are on a 7-game winning streak at the moment. The Colorado Rockies are still the hapless and most shitty team in the Major League Baseball at the moment. Colorado, what's wrong? Lay off the weed. Then we go to the American League. The Detroit Tigers are out in front. They're ahead of the Astros and the Blue Jays. The Yankees are still in a playoff spot. But the Red Sox are the team of the hour, my friends. They have won 10 in a row. They're on a 10-game winning streak. I mean, they went way down the table and they can't stop winning. So I know High Life and who else is... And Wayne and Naked Wayne. We've got a lot of Red Sox fans out here, so good news for you guys. Now we come into a big, did I really put so much in there today? Motorsports, there we go. Big motorsports weekend. No Formula 1, but a lot of other motorsports this weekend. Let's start off with the MotoGP, and once again, it was in the Sachsenring in Germany, and Marc Marquez won that race. A lot of accidents, a lot of crashes. But Marquez totally dominated the race, ahead of Alex Marquez and Franco Bagnaia. So put it out there. That's the man, Marquez. Let me just have a look at the chat. Hunty, good one. Yeah, Hunty's doing well, man. Hunty's funny this morning. So that is your winner. The standings at the moment, look, it's going to be hard to catch Marquez, but we've only had 11 races of 22, so only half the season gone. So plenty of races still to go, but it looks like it's a Marquez battle. Then NASCAR. NASCAR this weekend. And what a race it was. Shane Van Ginzburg wins again, ahead of Chase Briscoe and Chase Elliott. So it's quite fitting that the two chasers were chasing Shane Van Ginzburg. The chase is on, yeah. So there's my man Van Ginzburg doing really well for himself at the moment. NASCAR standings, still got Kyle Larson ahead of Danny Hamlin, Christopher Bell and Shane Van Ginzburg, all on 3 wins, so doing well. My boys there from Hendricks Motorsports are still in there with Will Byron and Chase Elliott. Alex Bowman still in there, so doing good. Then there was IndyCar, and there were 2 races in Ohio. There was on Saturday, there was the first race, and Pato Award won that race. This is Pato Award, shout out to him. He won the first race ahead of Joseph Newgarden and Will Power, Scott McLaughlin and Alex Palau, the championship leader. That was race 1. And then we had race 2. And of course, Alex Palau won race 2. A man that doesn't lose 2 races in a row. There you go. The championship leader ahead of Scott Dixon and Marcus Armstrong, a Honda 123, followed by 3 Chevys of David Malakas, Pato Award and Christian Lundgaard. So yeah, there you go. Standings in the IndyCar, Palau way out in front ahead of Pato Award, Scott Dixon. And Kyle Kirkwood does have 3 wins, but the points are a lot of non-finishes at the moment. That was the IndyCar, that was the NASCAR, that was the MotoGP, that was the morning show, 21 minutes. Jeez, I don't want to break a record because we've got a lot of sports still coming up today. But everybody, thank you for the chats. Thank you for the votes. We had 61 votes this morning. 90% of you do think Paris Saint-Germain were a bloody disgrace and should be fine. So all I've got to say is 5 o'clock is the date. 5 o'clock this afternoon, join us for our new rugby show called DEFCON Rugby. Let's see if we had DEFCON 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Lots of information there. I'm not going to get into much. And then straight after that, we'll go, we'll have a little bit of a short break and then we'll get straight into it. It's the under-20s semi-finals. New Zealand, France, South Africa, Argentina. And afterwards, we'll be joining Hamish again on Kiwi Lads for a little review of that. So join us today. We're going to be on the channel for a long time. See you guys later. Ciao, ciao.